Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Desync. Vanilla Edition. We last left off, we got our nether portal relinked. Now the new hard part is actually getting this connected. Without a connection we can't really do much. So that's going to be the main task today. So we're going to just try and burrow as far and as fast as we can. Because at least now we actually have something that we can work with. In theory, this shouldn't take too long. In theory, silence all the gas. So that's kind of the goal today. Oh, here we go. You already here? It's great if we hit it. It's fine. Let's just double check this is the pathway we want. Ah, good, we're already here. So just up over this hill. There's some torches over there. Over here should be... yes. Excellent. It's a little high, but this was a known factor that it could have been a bit high. So actually, what Y level is this? And maybe we can just use this as a stairway down instead of trying to burrow and dig again. Where is a way down? Alright, so the Y level we want to be at is, so this is the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, about here. 60. Okay, so let's get ourselves to 60. I think that's up at 90. 70. 80. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So let's get our cobblestone. We're going to just dig from here. Oh, do not fall this far down. Just need to get 60 and we should be okay. Okay, 74. We'll have to fix the staircase later, but I will get this part done correctly. $63, 62, 61, 60. So we just fire straight ahead now. We should be where we want to be. Let's go. Alright. So only one off. Cool. Excellent. So we just place this down. There goes that pick. Maybe at some point we should make some diamond armor for this, for our nether excursions. Okay, that's fine. So now we just need to get this. We're gonna fill this center line in with cobblestone. It's very unlikely that we're gonna actually ever get gas damage in here, but I've already dug the small channel, so might as well. There we go. Alright, this will work for the most part. Cool. So this is at least a functional, if ugly, path towards where we want to be. We're going to try and get this done really quickly. Now, I know I didn't do Fallout this weekend as much as I wanted, but that's because the save stopped working. I tried to get it to work for 30 minutes on stream on Saturday, and it did not work. And then on Sunday, I kept trying to get any save to load, but the entirety of basically Friday stream would have to be erased, which sucks, but that was only a few hours. But with that in mind, I would definitely have to change tactics, not out of malice, just because I don't have anything to work with. There should be some cobblestone here. No, wait, no, this is not where we want to be. I just realized. There's no cobble there. We robbed that place blind. That thing is out. Silence, all of you. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. As was kind of known, I did have a planned ending in mind. And that was and it was coming to fruition near the end, but the game has ceased working. I just wrote it out on the off chance I can't get it to work, because it will be the lore. If I do continue with the Tony Stark character to go to Fallout London, this lore is kind of matters. But basically at the end, the Enclave, Institute, Remnants, and the Minutemen unify into a single collective entity, the New England Commonwealth. It might be a kingdom, it might not be, but ultimately it will be a unified state akin to the NCR, except on the East Coast. I think it's fitting, because we have the Colonial Minutemen Militia, who have some sort of strange reverence for the old Minutemen. Fine, whatever. You know, people like to reenact, and it works. And then by combining it with the enclaves, like as the true U.S. government, you kind of gain some legitimacy that way. Because you have the actual U.S. government that would have, you know, been a part of the Minutemen. The Enclave also has industry, but it doesn't have enough personnel. They've been scattered very irregularly. So by unifying those two together, you have a vaguely industrialized, if questionably stated, unification. The Enclave, the Institute comes in is... Supposedly there's a quest after the hallucinogen thing, where you find out that there's a sort of soft coup about to occur inside the Institute, and you can get the Institute to basically turn traitor on themselves and side with the Enclave. And the Enclave will be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So that's where that comes into play. And once you got that down, it becomes a two-phase Commonwealth reclamation war. The Enclave is obviously going to be focusing on the Brotherhood remnants. The Pridwin is, much to my dismay, is the most stupid thing to be used in the way that the Brotherhood uses it for. A command center. Brother, you have the airport. That Pridwin should be going back and forth as Earth from wherever you're getting your supplies and going back and forth. Just doing supply runs from any territory you actually control, all in DC, not the Commonwealth. That thing should be doing a lot of scouting runs. But instead of doing that, they just have it sit as a sitting duck. We need to get an actual door on this thing. I just want to be able to see outside and not get pulverized. So obviously the Brotherhood is going to die by the Enclave. Those two hate each other. They've hated each other for a while, and they're just going to continue to hate each other. The Minutemen are focusing on the Gunners with their mysterious backer, who I am absolutely positive it's Vault Tech based on the random terminals we found, considering we keep seeing random terminals. And the Gunners technically own 2 vaults. Technically. So, with that in mind, I'm assuming Vault Tech is somehow doing that. But I don't know where they're getting the resources, so I couldn't say. And what's going to happen is with the Battle of the Castle. I don't know what the Sim Settlements quest line is. I know there's like several war battles that are scripted that you can kind of do, but I don't want to truly make that full decision. But I would just say, yada yada, we win, casualties, medium-sized, brutal, but once the threat is dealt with, it's dealt with. It's not coming back. And because we have two and later 3 industrial bases coming online, because obviously my settlements that I built have industry in them, and we actually see Minutemen power armor units. So it's not like we're not making power armor either, or at least not getting the stuff for it. So we then we then have the Brotherhood battle at the castle, where the Brotherhood power tries to fight the Minutemen. Meanwhile, the Enclave is dealing with the personnel. Apparently there's some quest up there where they try to recreate the shit in Fallout 2 and blow up the oil rig. Which, boo-hoo. Good luck with that. So assuming all those goes to plan, we have the oil rig, we have the Institute industry that can make synths, which probably would just get repurposed, but they can make their own equipment and manufacture their own stuff, which is good. And high-tech manufacturing, which is really vital and doesn't look like shit. And then we obviously have the Minutemen scrapping industry going on in the background as well. So with that in mind... Oh. So with that in mind, we have 3 major industrial bases, all vaguely unified under the command of me, Tony Stark. Yes! Yes, the first bit of lapis. That's what we've been waiting for. But since we had killed, so we have the coup in the Institute, Dr. Armstrong. We killed General Ward and put Colonial Whitman. I don't know how to pronounce her name. On the Enclave's like head of state or whatever you want to call it. Alright, what is this? 1262. So with that in mind, we are going to lower this entire floor by 1. We are not dealing with that. If I fall in, I want to be able to get out. We will redo this whole thing. So with our unification basically complete, with our puppets or strong alliances, or whatever you want to call it, we then can actually solidify our role in the greater Massachusetts. And that we can work on, and then we can actually branch out from there. And we have vertebrates, so it's not like we can't kind of deploy some units far ahead of the main force to sort of establish ourselves across New England. Hence the New England Commonwealth, or the Kingdom of the New England, or whatever you want to call it. Probably a Commonwealth. Because we have the New California Republic, but we are definitely not... The place calls itself the Commonwealth, so the New England Commonwealth is its old name plus its new statute. And I kind of hope that came out right. And then with the whole, you know, going ahead and whatnot, we can really just hard unify, because we will be the only like regional force other than whatever Brotherhood remnants you kind of find out in the wastes. So really going up in New England for resources and reclaiming like the massive forest land, because as far as I'm aware, the demographics only changed slightly in the US. It's obviously like 2077 is when all went to hell. We had 400 million people, which is great, and we were at 340, and we're still not like facing some great oh shit moment. And Maine is still heavily forested. So with that in mind, you can we don't quite have the technology for everything, but all that forested tree is like straight up lumber for shipbuilding, and we can like solidify a huge coastal area and begin reestablishing the 13 colonies, or the 13 Commonwealths, or whatever. Obviously, things would have to change for some things, because then we still have the Maxon's Brotherhood in DC. Acquiring DC would be a huge, huge plot point for, like, the Enclave. To, you know, reestablish, you know, retake back DC and declare their true successor. Or declare themselves the US again. And that would help, like, the legitimacy of their cause. Because right now, like, the Brotherhood is, like, the main power of the East Coast. And then we'd have, then in my lord, we'd have the Enclave in the Northeast. We have the NCR and Caesar's Legion beating the shit out of each other, and the Mojave. And whatever other things, other mods kind of come out, we could kind of mess with. I could look into other stuff. Like, I would have to make I have to specifically make a West Coast character, for Tony is like just kind of my East Coast guy. But I'm sure we can kind of come up with something. Because obviously the courier is man shot in the head. He's been alive for a while. But if we get, like, I know there's Fallout Miami or something. We can look at. There's a bunch of stuff that I can at least look at. But that is kind of the Fallout lore that is kind of like for the ending that might not be able to happen. I have to keep poking at the save or build it all up again. Or we just ass rush from whatever save we have and try to do it. It is what it'll be. But I hope you enjoyed all this kind of lore lesson thing. And we will see you all on the next episode of Minecraft Desynced Vanilla Edition. Bye-bye!